So the problem is on this handle, which is for the rear wheel drive, this actuator link right here broke. There should be a dog leg on it, and that broke off. And what we're going to do is we're going to replace this cable. I've already started the process. This plastic fitting on here holds both cables. The top part I broke off because that was how I'm going to remove this one. This part here comes attached to the new or replacement cable, so I didn't need to worry about saving that part. So this is what you're left with. This is the plastic clip that will attach to the handle of the lawnmower. It holds both cables. I've already broken this piece here off to remove this cable. This cable we're keeping. This is the cable for the blade engagement. Will fit in just like that, and this is the piece that we will be discarding. All right, we'll start by removing the mower blade. So the way I believe this works is when you actuate the rear wheel drive cable mechanism, it pulls on a point up here and rotates the axle backward. When it rotates the axle backward, the pulley comes in contact with the belt that's driven by the belt off the drive shaft and actuates or makes the rear wheel drive spin. That cable the cable attachment point is back here. So to be able to get to that, I believe you have to take off this piece here. This piece is plastic. There is a bolt right here, and you can't see it, but there's a bolt on the opposite side here. There's also a bolt right in here, which takes off this protective plate here. This is another plastic piece, and there's a 3/8 bolt here. There's also one more bolt right here. There's another one on the opposite side. This bolt right here needs to be removed. So the next thing we want to do is remove this plastic cover here. So what I'm trying to do is pull this backwards. These tangs right here are obviously preventing that from happening because they spread out. So what I've done is I've put a screwdriver behind it. I've bent it forward. I'm going to use this small set of wire cutters to cut them off. I'll spin it around to the other side. I used a small screwdriver as such, bent this outwards. Go. Now I'll be able to get this in here. I'm sure, and there we go, it came right out. There's a spring, it hooks on it here. I need to unhook that. And there you go, out it comes. Next thing you need to do is push it out through the hole in the lawnmower deck and get the new one and get it ready for installation. So in the event that you needed to change the belt, the thing that you would do, there's this metal spring retention. There's a little lip there. You pull it up like that. The same thing, this one. There. That'll allow you to take the belt off the pulley, or put the pulley back, the belt over the pulley. That one. There's that one. And there is this one on the bottom, which is a little tighter. There you go. So clips, those springs keep the belt from popping off, and then you would just wrap it around the drive shaft and you're good to go for replacing the belt. I routed the cables beneath this bracket. You follow it up here. Here is the mounting bracket. I've already snapped it into place. It just takes a little bit of effort to snap it in. You'll put it here and push it. There is a pin that protrudes through. That pin, I believe, keeps the bracket from sliding forward as you actuate engine clutch. In order to reinstall the self-propelled cable, we want to go ahead and feed the cable through the mower deck first. We have this hook right here. It feeds through the top of there like that. And then we'll press it just like the excess back out. This hook. Okay, so one thing I just realized now is that there is a spring back here, and this spring attaches to this transmission. The last thing I'd like to show you is the attachment point for the transmission return spring. I'm going to rotate the transmission forward, and if you look right here, if you look right there, there's the transmission return spring, and there's a bar here that spring attaches to. So you loop the spring around there, you loop the spring to the inboard hoop on the bottom of the mower deck, and then you'll have it in the right spot. Then that keeps sufficient tension on the drive belt so it doesn't fall off. So let me give you an orientation. Here is the transmission for the rear-wheel drive, and inside here are the two springs that we just attached. I'll zoom in here and I'll give you a better. So this top spring right here, this shiny spring, this is the spring for the rear-wheel drive actuator cable. The spring beneath it is for the transmission. That secondary spring keeps tension and pulls the transmission backward, which then again puts just enough tension on the belts so that the belt doesn't slip off the pulleys. And when you pull the rear-wheel drive actuator cable, then it rotates the transmission backwards. It tightens the belt and then engages the drive wheels. What I'm going to show you next is I'll show you what it looks like with that cable tightened. So right now I'm going to go ahead and tighten the cable. You can see all the slack comes out of there and engages the drive wheels. There you go, it's loosened. There you go, it's tightened. So let's go ahead and reinstall the plastic pieces that cover the drivetrain. To get this oriented correctly here, this is the covers this part here. This part loops behind here. This part here will attach, there's a bolt hole right there, and then this part here will attach to a bolt hole up here. So let's get that in place. There we go, it fits just like that. Next piece is this cover piece. The clean piece here goes underneath here. Let's get that on here. There we go. Now we tighten that one. Let's get the blade back on. I did sharpen the blade while we were off camera. There we go. I'll attach the two bolts here and here, and we're good to go. Thanks for watching.